You alright guys, Red Pill Phil. It's 12:05. It's now Wednesday morning. Big Baz has not long since dropped me back home. We've been in a location to speak to a victim of grooming, plus her mother. Plus, I had a brief chat with her father also, but her father respectively wanted to, and probably for his own sanity, had to stay out of this. It's been difficult for him to bear being the male of the family that feels that he should have been there to protect his child. So, the father's been carrying a hell of a lot of guilt, a lot of anger, a lot of anguish, and you can imagine it's the anxiety, the troubles have just spread like dropping a pebble into a pond and just watching the ripples. The epicenter was obviously Samantha and what she's gone through, but the ripples just transcended right through the family, and you could see that no matter which member of the family you spoke to, they all have their own take on how it's affected them. This is upsetting, it's difficult, it's heartbreaking. I can understand the father's anger. There's parts of me that feel that this needs to be covered properly. This was the first meeting I've had with Samantha. I've had one conversation with Samantha's mother, Dee, over the phone a few days prior. And it's... we're not finished. I mean, that's where we're going. If anything, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, I would scrap all this footage and redo it again. Not for the glossiness of production, nothing to do with that. Just because I felt that probably that meeting was the icebreaker meeting. What really should happen is a follow-up. Because I must tell you this story. We first walked in to Samantha's abode. And as Samantha's mentioned, she's got severe anxiety. She's on lots of different medication to medicate herself, to moderate. Because this is how it's left her, you know. We walked in and her body language, her facial features, and a lack of conversation said that she was not in a comfortable place. I was saying to Barry coming up that I was in an uncomfortable place all day thinking about doing this, thinking about what the first meeting is going to be like, what you're going to say, are you going to say it right, got to be delicate. I was also heavily thinking about what Samantha will be going through, because in the prior conversations with Billy and with Dee, this obviously wasn't an easy subject for Samantha to bring up. Like I say, there's been a spin-off of problems that has come because of this, that has now been heaped onto Samantha, and because of the lack of care, neglect, of duty, of care to Samantha, and probably countless others, by the police, by the social services, by everybody. Neighbours, friends. I'm not saying any of them are to blame, so I'm not saying neighbours and friends are to blame. What I am trying to say is that I've just been up there for probably just over an hour. Barry, I, and Billy had conversations there. And I'm now sat here and I'm almost speechless in the way I feel, just about being able to get some words out, but I'm having to slow it down because you can't just rush it. Oh, well, I think this. It's when you look at this in the perspective of this could be your daughter, it's almost like Matrix, in a sense that my whole actions are slowing down. Listening, I'm slowing down because I'm processing it just ever so more carefully, because one of the situation this poor girl and the family have been put through, and two, looking at it from the perspective of how I would feel as a father. So it makes you double, triple, quadruple think before you actually respond. You know, this ain't just a mundane conversation. Serious. You can see the gravity of it. You hear how disgusting some parts of this story is. How exploited Samantha and only scratches the surface. I mean, this conversation, we didn't really, because of the nature of the conversation, I felt we kind of jumped backwards and forwards somewhat. But I wasn't about to slow the bus down. Maybe that may happen on future visits, because I'm confident there will be other visits. So I've got some footage here. Dee explains herself very well. Samantha does a hell of a job articulating herself, being that she's reliving it as she's talking. Not easy. I'm a stranger, bearing in mind. She doesn't know me from Adam. I just wander in her house wanting to talk about the most, intimate things with her. So yeah, I felt it. I felt it all day. It's not been an easy thing. I've been nervous all day. But I do feel that I'm going to post some of this. How much of it, I'm not sure. But so this is why I wanted to do this prelude video to it, really. To explain that I do feel Samantha and Dee felt that that was a stepping stone into going into the real story, or elaborating a bit more, because it was a little bit scattered, and it was understandably so. So, if anything, I would firstly like to say a big thank you to Samantha and to Dee and the husband for allowing me into their space to talk about this. They've put a hell of a lot of confidence and faith in my ability to discuss this and to air it. So it's not something I've taken lightly. This ain't just a content video, just throw it out there. I'm very wary of where to place it in terms of, and I've already mentioned this to Dee, the last thing I want to do is put it out there and it gets overshadowed because of events. But like Barry says a few weeks ago when I had a similar problem, there's never a good time. And in terms of what is going on at the moment, there's things going on every week, every other week. So for you to look for the perfect opportunity, you're looking at airing this probably Christmas or something, when there's kind of nothing going on. And that's not acceptable for Samantha, Dee, or for me, or for you guys. So there's never a good time. Just going to put it out there. Like I say, I'm not sure how I'm going to put it out there. I may just literally put it up as it recorded. There was 2 segments, but I do feel there'll be a return journey back up to speak to Samantha. I think Samantha feels that she's got over a milestone doing this, having this meeting. So whatever's posted, I do feel the next time we meet, the next time we speak, she'll be a bit more comfortable in our company and maybe a bit more relaxed about talking about the situation openly. So all in my mind is just understanding that fact of the position that Samantha was in. Not about what footage I've actually got. The only way I'm thinking about it in that sense is that I want to show and audibly for you to hear this interview in the best light. I want to be asking the best questions, even though, you know, it's one of them conversations where what questions do you ask? How do you ask it? Do you go too deep? Do you go too personal? You know, Samantha's obviously got anxiety issues. Do you want to start digging up things that may cause anxiety? You know, she's clearly uncomfortable. Do you want to start making her feel more uncomfortable by probing? So this is it. You've got, you know, so to a degree at the very beginning, I sat back because, you know, Billy and Barry jumped in with questions, and so I'm feeling that this is like a stepping stone rather than the finished product. And amazing, courageous family that have put up with all systematic failings repeatedly, and then for them failings to kind of be used back against them to make them look like they're the people that may have caused this or may have been a driving force behind it, which is despicable when you consider. So I'm not sure what I'll post, but I will be posting something of it with a view to definitely doing a better job next time in terms of me, because that was the most challenging situation I've been in whilst I've been doing this, and quite rightly so. But I'm not the worst affected there, so it's not about me at all. So yes, take a look, guys. There's going to be more to follow. Hopefully Samantha and Dee will be satisfied with the way I've shown it and what I've shown. And there'll be more, so keep posted to this channel. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves, guys.